Okay. Are you muted? I can't hear you. There we go. I think I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
I can, bud. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I don't know what the heck's going on. Okay, he jumped off here. I'll have to wait till they both come back on. That's okay, bud. Yeah, guys, I'm no problem. That's okay. I'm again back on. We got interrupted there, so kind of waiting for these guys to come. There's Adam right there. Okay.
How's that? Can you hear me now?
I can, bud. Yes, I can hear you now.
Cool.
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, I'm just waiting for my friend to finish up her tattoo. So,
cool.
So I'll probably hop out for a few minutes, get her home. So,
well, alrighty then. Sounds good.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to take this long, but it ended up getting pushed back by an hour. So I'll hang out for a few minutes, and then when she's ready to roll, I'll roll with her. And then if there's still any show left, I'll hop back in.
Well, but what are we? 2 weeks away?
2 weeks away.
Yeah, I'll be on that plane to Charlotte.
Absolutely, I'll be. What time does your plane take off? 7?
7:20 from
7:20, and you get in at 11.
Yeah, 11. I think just before noon. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then I will probably roll. I'll try to roll at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And then that'll give me plenty of time to get there and pick you up from the airport. I figure what we'll do is we'll go from the airport. We'll go right to the Hall of Fame. We'll do the Hall of Fame on Saturday, and then when we're done at the Hall of Fame, we'll figure out what we want to do from there.
Sounds good to me, bud. Sounds good to me.
So we might find I'm sure there's a cigar bar in Charlotte that we can hang out at for a couple hours, smoke a cigar or two, and then
sounds good to me.
Go from there. And I figure we'll be all day Sunday at the track. I kind of just figured we'd be hanging out at the track all day on Sunday. We'll get up early, go do some tailgating and drink and hang out around the track till it's race time.
Sounds like a winner to me, buddy. I've never been to a NASCAR race before, so it'll be fresh for me. So,
right. Just gonna warn you
why Lou is having issues getting on here.
I don't know. And then Gerald's probably not coming on tonight, because of the probably busy. Yeah.
No, he said he was coming on. He said he was going to be on his tablet, though. I said that's okay.
Okay.
He could come on. That's fine with me. I don't.
Cool. Yeah, I know. I do it for my run.
I know he was meeting with a sponsor or something today. So
yeah. Just waiting to talk to him about it, see how it went. Heard it went good, so hopefully it went well.
Yeah, I'm still waiting because like I said, I don't know there's Devin. Cool. See you, Lee. Oh, there's Gerald. Okay, so where is Lou at? You guys got in here, okay?
Yeah. Don't have any issue, buddy. Hey, G.
What's good, Brad? I am so sorry, man. Things today have been twisted upside down, backwards, forwards. Any way you want to put it. Today was not my day.
First, brother, you don't have to apologize for anything. You're fine. Don't worry about it. I know you were busy doing stuff, so don't worry about it. I didn't even know if you were even going to come on. Alex is not coming on because he's flying back to Connecticut.
And then on top of everything else, I'm here. My AC's going. I got to think, why in the hell did it get so hot in here? The whole front coil was just froze over.
Oh.
So
I don't know what to do with.
It was still freezing over. Okay, so I have a little pump up spray for chemicals, like you spray your yard with weed killing and all that. I filled it up twice with water, and I power blasted that front coil. So far, so good.
Good. Happy to hear that.
Yeah, that's awesome. You need it down there where you're at, man.
Yeah, that is correct. Devon football is back. The schedule, I think, just came out just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, they're fixing to release the full schedule tonight.
It looks like Aaron Rodgers will make his Jet debut on Monday Night Football against the Bills. That's what I saw on ESPN.
That's gonna be a good one.
ESPN earlier. I was watching, not the biggest basketball fan, but watching NBA Insider with the Boston Philly game going off. I think tip off. I think they've already tipped off already. So
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Have they announced the Dallas Cowboys schedule?
Let me head over there to NFL.com and see if the schedules have been fully released. I know they were going to release them at 8:00, so I'm assuming all the teams are pretty much back. I'm not sure why Lou is having connection issues when I got both of you on here. That's interesting.
I remember when the now everything NFL related is super hot. But I remember back in the day when I first started getting into football, like there were no draft parties, there was no draft party, there was no schedule watch. You know, we just kind of found out in the paper when your team was playing.
Oh, I'm gonna laugh.
Shots fired. Shots.
I gotta laugh. Oh, Devin, I love you, dude. I love you, man.
Hey, Devin, who cares about the Falcons?
Is that? Oh, is he a Falcons fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. See if the schedules are completely out. All right, so the first game will be the Thursday night game, Detroit at Kansas City, Thursday, September 7th at Arrowhead. Sunday, the 10th, Atlanta will be at home against Carolina. Let's see here. Tampa Bay will be at Minnesota to open their season. Let's see here. Green Bay at Chicago. Let's see here. Philly at New England. Week 1, okay.
Ooh. Wow.
Rams at Seahawks. Why did I not see Dallas in here? Hang on a minute.
Wonder if they're playing on Monday night too. Are we gonna have
two Monday night games? That's a possibility.
Or they could have the Sunday night game. The Cowboys could be on Sunday night. I'm not sure.
Possibility. Because I didn't. There's 4. Oh, there we go. Dallas at the Giants. Is at 8:20. It's a Sunday night game. It's a Sunday night game. The Monday night game is Buffalo and the Jets. So that's week 1 right there. So here's how week 1 boils out. Houston at Baltimore, Cincinnati at Cleveland, Jacksonville at Indianapolis, Tennessee at New Orleans, San Francisco at Pittsburgh, Arizona at Washington, Green Bay at Chicago, Vegas against the Broncos, Dolphins at the Chargers. Yeah, that will pretty much wrap. And then so that's week 1.
Week 1, we open against the Giants, and that's the Sunday night game.
Yes, correct. That is correct.
Then the Jets. Then Cardinals. And then we go up against the Adams team, the Patriots.
What is that? Oh my God! Wow, he has really got it out for the Cowboys.
We're spicy tonight, aren't we?
Oh man, he's firing shots. Shots.
I'm going to say this by looking at the schedule. Possibly on the good side, 10-7. On the low side, we only win 8 games.
8-8 or 8-9.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to look at the full schedule, but I don't see why you can't go 11 or 12, 12-5, 11-6.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I think there's, like every team, there's going to be a game that you win that you shouldn't, a couple games you lose that a couple games that you lose that you shouldn't, a couple games you win you shouldn't, and then the rest of the
The reason why I'm not too high on this team is because I see it year after year with them, Adam. They start out so good
I know.
in the regular season. At the first half of the season, they play so damn good. Then when it gets into the middle of the season, it's like,
well,
we say, screw you, we're done. We ain't playing no more. And I've seen it year after year after year with this team.
yeah, no, I understand. I totally understand. I think my other team, the Lions, they started 1-7 last year. They started 1-7, went 8-1, and missed the playoffs. They had to go 8-1 to miss the playoffs by only a game. So I totally understand where you're coming from. So, it's hard, but it's so early. We're not even we're mid-May. We're not even in June or July yet. We have 3 months before training camp even opens up. So,
well,
before we go off,
I'm going to say it like this. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm just going to go week by week, game by game.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can do.
You just have to win on first down, win on second down, and third down will take care of itself.
A lot of these fans that are saying, "Oh, my team's going to the Super Bowl. My team's going." You're hyping yourself up for failure. Because what if your team doesn't make the Super Bowl? You're gonna be sitting thinking, "Oh man, my team didn't make it." Complaining and griping and bitching about it.
Oh,
I don't the flow. If we make it to the Super Bowl, we do. If we don't, we don't. I really, I would like to see Dallas get one more Super Bowl before I pass away.
You got another 30 or 40 years for that, so you'll be all right.
Not the way things are going right now. My wife's already afraid.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
well, I found out last week that Jeff Barnes is also a Cowboys fan. So, yeah.
I was so sick last week. So, oof.
No, it was actually kind of cool. We kind of went over the draft, talked to him he was on here for the full 2 hours. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I would have loved to have been on, but I was so desperate. I was just so desperately sick. I needed.
Gerald left about a half hour in. I know he was tired too. So if you guys don't feel good, man, don't fret it. If you can't come on, don't worry about it. It's no big deal.
I know.
I've done the show by myself before. It's not as good, but I could do it alone if need be. So. But,
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no, I know. I understand that, but it's just I like being here, and I hate.
I'm coming on here and pick on y'all. If I don't pick on y'all at least once a day, y'all think I'm mad at y'all.
No, you can pick on me. I don't take that shit seriously.
Right.
I don't take that shit seriously. You can't. You can't, dude. You can't.
Right.
And at the end of the day, as soon as you get haters, and I'm not calling you guys haters, but as soon as you get haters, you're doing your job right. Because not everyone's gonna like your, like I said, don't think that like tomorrow night when I do my announcing thing that people aren't gonna go, you suck. You don't need to be doing that. You think that's gonna bother me?
Nope. Send us the link so we can listen.
What I'm gonna do, Gerald, I'm gonna go live in our group my Facebook group. So I'll just go live.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep. I'll just send a live in.
Yeah.
Okay.
You won't be able to see the field.
Tag me.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, tag me too.
I'll
Okay.
just tag everybody. I'll put the everybody
Yeah,
thing up
thank you.
there. Tags everybody in the
Sounds good.
So
All right, guys. I'm just gonna mute and go back inside. I'll be listening. So
cool. No problemo. Sure, I don't know what's up with Lou. I can't get him on here. I don't know what's going on. Because you guys got on here and so did Adam. And I even reset my show and started up a whole new show. So I'm not sure what's going on with Lou.
I don't know neither.
Well, I'm a couple weeks away from going to Charlotte to see the race. You're a NASCAR fan, Gerald. Let me know what I'm getting, how do I prepare myself? Let me ask that question.
Get hyped up.
Okay.
Be prepared for fast cars, quick pick,
Okay.
Fast stops, and loud noise.
Well, I'm going to be wearing earplugs. I asked Adam already. I guess he was on here earlier. I guess the plan is that we're going to go to the Hall of Fame Saturday, and then
you are going to love the Hall of Fame.
Then hang out the rest of the day, and then Sunday we're going to go to the track. So that's what the game plan is.
Love the Hall of Fame because they have cars from back when it first started out as bootleggers racing their cars at the Prohibition.
Okay.
They have cars all the way up to now. You get to see how it started from backwood ridge runners up to the sport that it is today.
Gotcha.
And back in those days, you took your ordinary car that you had, your everyday car, and you raced it. And if you won $300-400, you had to put that money right back into your car.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And
it's okay. Adam hit the wrong button.
Be prepared to see a lot of crazy rednecks at the track.
Well, I would imagine. I mean, I've never been to North Carolina, so this will be one of those states I can check off the wish list. But yeah, I'm curious about how it's going to go. Speaking of that, they're racing, Joe. They're racing in Darlington, right? This week. Is that where they're at this week?
And I think next week is the All-Star race.
Okay. What was your take on the Chastain Grace Gragson fight? Or they exchange blows, I guess, from what I saw.
One of them went up and grabbed the other one by the collar of his suit, and that's when blows went to flying. But the one that threw the first punch, which would be, I think it was Grayson.
It wasn't a fight; it was one punch. Okay.
Well, the one that threw the first punch, the one that threw the punch,
right?
He should be at least suspended for one race.
Okay.
The one that grabbed the race suit, he should be suspended for one race. Because if you go back and look at the film, I think it was Chastain that was trying to back off.
Okay.
He didn't want no part of it. But Grayson's the one that grabbed Chastain by the collar of his suit.
Well, hopefully that's
tempers flare.
Mm-hmm.
After racing over 100 miles an hour, tempers are going to flare.
Yes,
but
I would imagine.
You got to learn. Hey, this is just a race. Let it go.
Well, I mean, it's frustration. Obviously, somebody had a bad race or an accident or something like that. They felt that the person, I don't know. I didn't watch the race. I wanted to talk to you and Adam about that because, you guys are kind of like my NASCAR insiders, and I wanted to hear, what your guys' opinion was on that. Like, hey, what was the?
Well, Chastain is starting to become a hothead.
Looks like Adam said, Bud, that Ross threw the punch. So is he the one that should get suspended, or is it Gregson that should get suspended?
No,
Chastain. Okay.
Because last week he was out there driving erratically.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Adam, I agree. See, I agree with Adam too. Chastain keeps running people over on the track.
Okay.
And you cannot do that in NASCAR and not expect some kind of repercussion.
I got you. No, I would. I mean, obviously, it would be like anything else. Like if somebody sucker punched you playing football or hockey, you're gonna rebel against that person. And
Exactly.
in hockey and football, it's a team sport. Where in NASCAR, you're individual, so you take care of it on your own, either during the race or you do it post race. That's how you take care of that. So
last week it was Elliott and Chastain.
Okay.
And this week it was what? Are you serious, Adam? NASCAR isn't taking any.
Yeah.
My God! But this past week it was Larson and Lagan and Hamlin. Hamlin purposely pushed Larson out of the way to win the race. I say the best way to let him do it is let him handle it out on the track.
I'm not even a NASCAR fan, and I wholeheartedly agree with both of you. I think that's where it should be taken care of, out on the track. Yeah.
You bumped me. You bumped me this week. Next week, I'm going to come back and bump you.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, well, you guys said that Chastain's been bumping people off the track. Does he not think that the drivers are not going to rebel against him?
I don't know what's going on with. Yes, he did, Adam. He hooked the hell out of Larson. I mean, you sit there and watch it. They were coming around like this, and Larson had a good lead. And all of a sudden, Hamlin just went up and hooked him and spun him, and then he went around him.
Yep. See.
And you watch next week. You watch Larson come back and get his revenge on Denny.
I wouldn't be surprised. See, I'm kind of hoping that these like actions happen so that when I go to Charlotte, I get to see some of this, because it's leading up to more and more excitement to be going to a race where you have some like fuel in the fire. These guys are getting mad at each other. So
I'll tell you right now, Charlotte, the track you going to, I can tell you this right now. Drivers' tempers get hot. I mean, really hot at Charlotte.
Okay.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I think Charlotte is a short track.
I wouldn't know. That would be an Adam question.
Adam knows the tracks better than I do. I know. I don't watch the tracks. I watch the action with the cars going around. Yeah, but is it a short track, Adam? Is Charlotte a short track?
It's 1.5 miles oval, excuse me.
So it is a short track, and at all short tracks, drivers get heated. So be prepared to see some action. You might see 1 or 2 fights in the pits.
Like I said, I've never been to a NASCAR race, so the more excitement to happen, the better it is. Because I guess from what I've heard from you guys, that in not next year, the year after, you guys are coming to Daytona, so I'll be prepared for that. I'll be prepared for that. So.
One problem. This boy don't fly. I don't. That's right. That's I think that's what, the Coca-Cola 600?
I think that's the race that I'm going to. I think that's the one that.
Because if it's the Coca-Cola 600, Adam is right.
I'm going to learn. Is he talking to me? Is he talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to learn that, just sit there and watch.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to earphones in and just watch. Yeah.
And when the cars come around where you're sitting at, so much horsepower in those engines, it's going to make the ground
shake,
rumble.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
You're going to be sitting there. You're going to be sitting there. You're not going to be expecting it to come around. The first time they come around and it rumbles, you're going to be like,
no, buddy, you're going to be drinking beer. I don't drink any alcohol, so that's not going to be me, but I will have a good time. Yes. I don't drink any alcohol. So
I don't. If we go to when we go to Coda, and if Adam has 1 or 2 beers, I'm not going to drink because somebody's got to drive back.
And that's how I'm looking at it. So
and down here in Austin, if you get pulled over for DWI,
yeah, well,
yeah,
I have to be back on an airplane on Monday morning, so I can't spend the night in jail. I got to be back on an airplane on Monday morning. So
I think it is going to turn into a fuel mileage race. I think it's going to be fuel mileage and tires. Because you got to remember something. The race starts in the daytime. The track's going to be warm. Then gradually it's going to start getting dark, and that track is going to change temperature.
It's going to cool down.
And the surface is not going to be as sticky. So the tire wear is going to be a little bit more aggressive. And you figure being in that car for 600 miles. Yeah, see, so 6 o'clock is still daylight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you figure by the end of stage 1, it's gonna get worse.
Mm-hmm.
So be prepared to see a lot of fender benders and bumping and run.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna have to the next couple weeks start watching races. Excuse me.
Don't be surprised if you see 1 or 2 big wrecks.
Well, I mean, see, that's the funny thing is I think a lot of people go to NASCAR races to see wrecks. That's like people going to hockey games to see fights. I go to hockey games to see goals. I don't go to hockey games to watch fights. Laps are going to wind down.
So if I'm sitting there watching a race, I like to watch it for the entertainment. But if they have a wreck, oh well, that's just bonus entertainment.
Well,
I'm pretty sure you remember this when Ryan Newman went upside down, going down the track, and he actually slid it on his roof to the entrance to pit road.
Yeah.
And the car just went airborne, laid over like that, and
slid down. Yeah.
And I got that thinking all week. I got sitting there thinking, Lord, please don't let him be hurt too bad.
Well, the funny thing that you bring that up, Gerald, that night was one of the first times I did my other podcast that I used to do, and Adam called into my show because the race got delayed, and that it happened to be the night that I was doing my show, and he called in and told me about the wreck. Yeah. He told me about the wreck, and I think we were kind of both hoping that nothing had happened to him. Yeah.
You know, that's why I look at it. I hate the wrecks, but you know, you figure you got 30, 40 cars running over 100 mile an hour, bunched up like that.
Yeah.
If you catch air wrong way or just barely touch up with the wrong way, before you know it, you're gonna be up on somebody's roof.
Correct.
Yeah,
he was beside himself. I remember him calling in that night. That's when I still have people calling into my show. I don't have that anymore because I don't have a way of doing it. As long as someone doesn't wreck someone, it's just part of the deal. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
You know, if you ain't out there paint, you ain't racing.
Yeah. I've watched enough Days of Thunder to understand that.
You know, I'm not saying go out there and put somebody in the wall, but if you run up against somebody and y'all just barely bump and you get the other car's paint on your fender, hey, that's racing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
I understand that.
Just let the other driver know, hey, I'm here, watch what you do.
Right.
But yeah, you are going to enjoy the Hall of Fame in Charlotte, man. You are going to have a blast.
I'm looking forward to it. I got a vacation next week. There won't be a show next week because I'll be in Orlando, but the following week I'm going to do one the week that I go. Probably going to do a fun show. We'll come up with a theme where I don't have to look up a lot of notes or anything. We'll have a fun show that week.
I got a theme show. I got an idea we can do for a theme show.
Fire away, buddy.
Let's do a 60s theme show.
I'm down with that. We can do that. That's fine with me. I have no issues with that. I don't think I think that's one of the decades we haven't done yet. So we can do that. I'll look up all the great sports moments that happened in the 60s. Not to change the subject, but I think the last WWE pay-per-view is one of the best I think I've ever seen. Very entertaining.
God, Backlash. Oh,
that was a very entertaining pay-per-view from my point of view.
That was one of the greatest I've seen in a long
I agree.
Because Cody finally got his revenge on Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
I mean, that match right there, that had to be one of the best matches.
Yeah, that was the main event, right? Because what was the other one that was the main event match?
The San Juan street fight.
Correct. Yes, that's right. Between
and I tell you what, Bad Bunny, living daylights out of Damien Priest, man.
Well, I mean, every Puerto Rican wrestler from the past and the present. How cool was it to see Carlito come out? That was cool to see Carlito come out of eat his apple and spit it in his face. That was cool too. So Dominic got his where it was coming.
And the other one too, what's his name? Savio.
Yeah, he was another one that was there too. It was pretty cool to see all them come out.
But what I like, the best part of that I like. And I'm still laughing about this. Judgment Day acts all big and bad when they had the numbers. Well, not Damien Priest, but Dum Dum. Or should I say Dum?
Go on, Dum Dum.
They didn't see the humor in being teamed up like that with all those Puerto Rican wrestlers. All them Puerto Ricans.
Well, LWO out there with them too. Yeah.
You see what they did, Dum Dum and Balor, they hauled butt back to the locker room.
Well, if they could get back to the locker room, that's the thing too. Is it was a awful thing to get back to the locker room. And the funny thing is, Selena Vega had her match against. I had to give props to Selena.
Yeah, she took Rhea to the limits, man.
Yeah, no. Well, being that she's from that country too, that was kind of cool what they did post match for her. That's got to make you feel good that you're. I mean, she had. It's like remember the Russian versus Rocky in Rocky IV, where he came out and everybody in the crowd was for him. Everybody was for Selena. You know that. It's her home country in Puerto Rico. Everybody was for her. I think she did. I don't think Rhea was ready for a fight like that. I really honestly do not believe that Rhea was ready for a fight. So yeah.
Selena doesn't have nothing to be sad about.
No.
She stood toe to toe with Rhea.
Yeah. Well, and then
I was looking for it to be more of a one-sided affair because of how strong Rhea Ripley is.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Joe. Didn't Natalya come out at the end of the match too? I thought I saw her. Maybe I'm thinking of something different.
I think that was Monday night.
Oh, it was on Raw. Okay. I knew that Natalya came out to face Rhea Ripley, so I'm wondering if that's next.
That's going to be the next storyline.
Okay.
And the next storyline also is going to be Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch.
I was so happy that Becky got some revenge on Monday night. I saw the highlights. I don't watch Raw, but I watched the YouTube clip the next day of the top 10 events that happen. Usually kind of keeps you up with what's going on. So I was happy to see. I'm a big Becky Lynch fan, so I'm happy she got some. And I love Trish Stratus too, but I'm happy that Becky got some revenge.
Me too. It's going to be interesting to see what goes on from now on.
Yeah.
There we go. That's better. I was getting a lot of fuzzy rosies on the screen, but I got it turned off now. But that's going to be interesting to see, especially tomorrow night. It's going to be the SmackDown tournament. They will determine who's going to go to a Night of Champions to face Seth Rollins for the new WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Gerald? Who's in the tournament tomorrow night?
From Raw, I know it's Seth. He's moving on to the finals, but I don't know. I don't remember who's all in the SmackDown side of it.
Okay. Because Cody Rhodes is not in there, right? He got eliminated. Did he get eliminated?
He got eliminated thanks to Brock.
Okay.
But I can find out real quick here. Let me see if I can find it this way. Oh no, not tag team champ. No, that's not what I wanted. No. SmackDown tournament. Okay, here we go. Okay. This is who's all going to be in there. I just found it. Let me get to a list of names here. Okay, are you going to tell me? Okay. It's going to be Edge versus AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio and Bobby Lashley.
Ooh, okay.
And then it's going to be Sheamus versus Austin Theory. The winner of each match will then go on to battle each other in the main event on SmackDown, with the victor of the match going to compete for the newly introduced title at WWE Night of Champions later this month, which that is going to be in Saudi Arabia.
Pray to God it's on Austin Theory. Just saying. Not a fan.
Let me go back and look at that. Okay. Okay, Edge versus AJ. That and Bobby Lashley. I had to give that one to Bobby. Bobby's just,
I was gonna say I would say Bobby Lashley, even though Edge is my. I don't think Edge or AJ is gonna go on because I don't know how much longer those two have.
And I don't know how much longer Ray has neither, because Ray's up in age. He's about a year younger than me.
Correct. That's what I mean. So Bobby Lashley, I think, is the youngest of the, and Bobby's not a spring chicken either. So,
and out of the Sheamus and Austin Theory match, I hate to say this, but
Theory,
it's going to be Bobby versus Austin Theory in the main event, with Bobby going on to face Seth Rollins at Night of Champions.
Okay.
And now out of those two, that's going to be a hell of a match.
I gotta like Seth. I gotta like Seth. He's been kind of cruising since WrestleMania. Overcoming Jake Paul. So I think that he Lou, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. He's having difficulty getting on. I don't know what else to do.
Tell him to try to turn his computer off and turn it back on and try.
All right, hang on a minute. Let me message him here real quick and see here.
Because this like this printer I got, sometimes it goofs up.
Actually, I think he's going to do that. I think he heard what you said. He said, "Okay, so let's see if that works." Like I said, I redid the link, and you and Adam had no problem getting on here. So, speaking of the tag team match, I like the fact that Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and did they win that match? No, they did not win.
No,
but cracking.
I can tell you right now. You can see it in that match at this tension in a bloodline.
Gerald, you correct me if I'm wrong, because you're a much more bigger wrestling fan than I am. The one guy that Roman Reigns needs to worry about is Sikoa. And the reason I say that is Sikoa is the strongest person in the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, why would he not want to be a champ? And I'm just saying, it's not going to be the Usos that screw Roman Reigns. It's going to be Solo Sikoa who's going to screw him.
I got a fun feeling tomorrow night on SmackDown, because Roman Reigns is supposed to be on SmackDown tomorrow night.
Right.
I got a fun feeling tomorrow's going to be the night that Solo screws Roman.
I agree with you. I think what I saw on Backlash, he doesn't really like. Is it Jimmy that he has a problem with? I think it's Jimmy Uso that he has the issue with.
Solo and the Usos are brothers. But you can see it that the Usos are trying to run Solo's career.
Yes, that is correct. That I would agree with you on that one.
And Solo's just going to take so much up, and he's going to say, "Look, I'm done." Later, and then that's when he's going to turn on Roman. I guarantee you right now, if it's Solo versus Roman for the unified
at SummerSlam.
At SummerSlam.
I would agree with that.
Solo's going to walk out with it.
So you're going to have Seth Rollins and Solo Sikoa as your champions.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like that. I really wasn't the biggest Solo Sikoa fan, but now that I see that I think he's kind of tired of being in the shadows of the Usos. And he's tired of being in the shadows of Roman Reigns, that he's like, you know what? I'm pulling as much as I do, and you guys are trying to run me where I don't want to go. I want to have my own career. So I could see I wholeheartedly agree with you, Joe. I could see him screwing Roman Reigns, if not tomorrow night, in the future, in the next pay-per-view, of him screwing Roman Reigns, and then those two have a feud. And then come SummerSlam, Paul Heyman goes, okay, well, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Now, the question then arises is, who do the Usos team with? Do they go with Roman, or they go with Solo. So that's going to be the interesting thing. Or do you say, okay, we have a match, just those two, no Usos. So we'll see. I'm curious how that would go.
I would say, okay, let's say tomorrow night, if Solo screws Roman Reigns, like I'm predicting, it's just a prediction, folks. Don't hold me to this. But if it happens, either at Night of Champions or SummerSlam, Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns go up against
each other. There we go.
Am I here?
We got it.
Guys, am I here?
Mom.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
I don't know too much about computers, but we found it.
I don't know what happened, guys. I mean, I went at 8 o'clock to go into the show, and nothing came on my Facebook. It was a complete blank, circling around, and
no worries, Lou.
So you
No
turned off your
problem.
computer and turned it back on, and it worked.
well, I did that 3 times.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
We got it. We're working. Okay. Good
Well,
show.
sometimes what you have to do, Lou, is when you're not using it. Let's say if you don't use it for like an hour or two,
Right.
to shut it down and let it stay out for maybe 30, 35
30
minutes.
seconds. How much time? 30 seconds?
I would say between 30 to 40 seconds.
30
Yeah.
to 40 seconds. Well, okay, let's say number one. I didn't wait that long. I went right back in and did it. Okay, I guess I gotta have it warmed up.
Because if you leave it on all the time, it gets locked onto one. It gets locked onto one certain tower, and it's not pulling the signal.
Correct.
Yeah, because
I
was just going to I was going into the link, and it just got stuck.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay, Lou. You're on here now. So
But
Thank
like
God.
I was saying,
All right, so what I missed? What I miss?
we're going over Backlash right now. We're talking about WWE Backlash.
Oh, that.
if this happens tomorrow night, watch this either at Night of Champions or SummerSlam. One of those two. Roman
Wait a
Reigns
It's
versus
two runs
Solo
on the side.
Sikoa for the undisputed title.
Yeah. I agree.
Solo walking out with the title.
No, I agree. I think Solo does walk out with the title. Actually, I'll be honest with you. Now, here's my question, because Gerald, I had my buddy over the other guy that I go over and watch WWE at he came over to my place to watch Backlash. He doesn't like the fact that they're in Saudi Arabia because of the government.
I don't like that either.
Either, but
So I was going to ask you guys how you felt about that. Like, how do you feel that the WWE still kind of caters to that government and stuff like that? That was because he was upset about it. So
I'm on the fence about it for two, and I'd explain why. The one is in another country. Why should we have to change our culture when we go over there for them?
True.
And two, the reason why I do like it is because it brings exposure to the wrestling community.
Yeah.
Right.
Good exposure or bad exposure?
There we go.
Well, it brings both. It brings the bad and the good. The bad is, we have to abide by their customs, the government regulations.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically saying, well, the United States don't really care about going over to other countries. We're going to do what they want.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the good part about it is, with them going over to other countries, it's giving these other fans a chance to actually see what American wrestling is about.
Well, it's a global thing. Yeah.
And
I want to piggy. Go ahead, Gerald. I'll. Okay, I'm just gonna jump in here. I want to say I want to piggyback on what you were saying about the culture. Is that I think that it allows us to expose the rest of the world to American culture in a non-violent way.
and it gives those people an opportunity to see what America's about through something other than the barrel of a gun. And I think it's good to expose the rest of the world. Sunshine is the best disinfectant. And so when you have something like WWE, that goes over to these other countries, especially countries like Saudi Arabia, that are, let's say that have a culture that's contradictory to what we would consider to be, contrary to Western culture. It gives us an opportunity to go in and plant a seed. And I'm not saying that it'll start a revolution tomorrow, but that seed can be cultivated over the next, decade, 2 decades, 30, 30, 40, 50 years, and it can show that it's, it can cultivate a culture of cooperation between our two countries, where we don't have to be, that we can live in harmony, that they can have their rules for their people, and that's the rules that they want, and we can have our rules for our people, and that's the rules that we want, and we can live in harmony. We can coexist, and we can be we can do our thing here, and they can do their thing there, and we can both profit from having entertainment. And I think it's the best, it's the best way to export American culture and American exceptionalism, if you'll indulge me.
I agree.
Well, what about with with the promise with the so-called Live Golf? I mean, and that doesn't seem to be having any peace. So why would there be any peace here between Saudi Arabia and us with with this wrestling problem? I think it's going to be the same kind of issue.
No, I'm talking about culturally. I'm talking about on the bigger picture, right? Of a cultural exchange of our of interacting between Americans and Saudis in a non-violent, non-militaristic way, where we're exporting American idealism through something other than violence.
I'm all for that, but we don't get along that way. I mean, that we're not exactly on the on their best friends list either. I mean,
But
that's a problem right there because
but we do have some Americans and some Saudis that still don't like each other.
Correct.
Oh, I hate this.
And that's fine, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying this is going to start a revolution. I'm not saying it's going to change the world. I'm not saying it's going to spark, a cultural revolution in Saudi Arabia. And I don't think we have to worry about anything like. No, I don't think we're going to be infected with Saudi culture. I don't think that we're going to see hijabs on the streets of New York City anytime soon. I don't think our culture will regret. And so, for us to be able to play on the world stage and be able to promote American values in countries that only see America as an imperialist power, I think it's a good thing. I really do. I think it can strengthen our standing in the world when we condemn foreign powers for doing, for being imperialist. Yes. And we go in and we do these things, especially militarily, and we just oust foreign leaders because we don't like them, because we say they're bad guys. We say they're bad guys because, in our opinions, we determine that they're the bad guy, and the rest of the world, the people that support that guy, they don't view him as the bad guy.
Correct.
And getting to what you were saying, Adam. We have some people that live in the park that are from Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The lady is the nicest person you would ever want to meet.
Oh, great.
Okay. Here we go.
Every time she sees me outside or my wife, she always waves, smiles.
Yeah.
Her and her husband and I used to be good friends, but we had a falling out about a year ago, and we haven't talked since then. But with her, I mean, every time she sees my wife outside, she comes up and gives my wife a hug.
Okay.
And I think like you're saying, and as individuals, people can get along, but as countries, as the whole, that isn't the individual. We have such different standards and values. So why not promote those through something something as peaceful as wrestling? It's fake violence. Why not promote American exceptionalism and American values through fake violence instead of real violence? We don't have to go around. We don't have to go around kicking everyone's ass. Every two-bit dictator who thinks that they deserve some modicum of power, when we can empower the people through our treasure. We spend our money on weapons and influence.
Exactly.
When we could spend our money on promoting an idea, the real American dream, the idea that you can be a nobody hillbilly hick from Mooresville, North Carolina, and or Kannapolis, North Carolina, and you can go from being a nobody, know nothing, to the main event, the big show.
Right.
You can be
that, Adam. Look at the NFL. Look what they're doing now. They're going over to London, Spain, Mexico.
Tijuana. Yeah. That's Cucamonga. No. Yeah.
They're going over to those three countries.
Germany too.
And Germany.
Yeah, Germany, not Spain.
But Germany. But
yeah.
The NFL is trying to bring the culture of the people back together.
And baseball going to Mexico City.
Yeah, baseball. They play baseball in baseball is played around the world. And this is what I look at. I love this country. I love her people, but we're not perfect, and we've done some bad things, and we've made some mistakes. But the best thing about it, about us, is we can learn from our mistakes. We can grow, and we can be better people, and we can promote a culture, an international culture of cooperation.
Well, see, like with me, I love to learn about other countries and their customs.
Yeah.
Like over in like Iraq, Saudi Arabia, over there, they can have more than one wife.
The Middle East. Yep.
They can.
It's against the law for a man to have more than one wife.
In some places, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that.
And in their money situation, over here we have the dollar. Over in the Middle East, they have rubies.
Some countries do have the dollar though as well.
And just like a Jeff Foxworthy joke, I don't know if y'all heard any of his stand-up comedian.
Yes.
His shows, but he was talking about one time he took his family to Hawaii, and his family asked him, "Well, what's the exchange rate for the money in Hawaii?"
If you don't know that, you might be a redneck.
People,
sorry,
Hawaii, as part of the United States, their money is the same as ours.
Yes. Though some people don't know that. If you think you have to have an exchange rate in Hawaii, you must be a redneck.
Exactly.
Here's your side.
Right?
Sorry, Jeff.
Well, no, I agree with you guys. I think at the end of the day, I think that's the reason why the WWE goes over there. I think that's why UFC also goes around the world, because they want to show. Well, UFC is more violent than WWE, obviously.
Pay-per-view from over there.
Right.
In the United States, women can show skin. Like the legs, the midsection. But over there, the only thing they have to be covered up.
Yeah, up to their eyes.
Yeah.
Depending on the culture.
When you see these female wrestlers coming out, you see them in long sleeve shirts and long pants.
Yes.
And they cannot wear, and they barely can wear any makeup over there.
Makeup.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see which female talent is going to be represented over there too. I don't think all of them go, so it'll be interesting to see how many of them go over there.
I know Bianca and Rhea's going to be over there because it's Night of Champions. So every
champion
Raw member, every SmackDown member that holds the title is going to be at Night of Champions.
Right.
And that's the 27th, right? Coming up later this month.
And I think it's the last Saturday of the month.
I'll be in Charlotte. That's the day I arrive in Charlotte, North Carolina. Is the 27th.
If you have your phone with you, Brad, I will keep you updated.
I will. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what goes on.
That's really
what kind of? Yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend.
Yep.
What phone do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
S22.
Sweet. Okay. Cool.
iPhone?
No, I'm not. No.
God no.
I will never be an iPhone fan. Don't ever ask me anything about iPhones. I'm a Galaxy guy. Always have been, always will be.
Samsung Galaxy J2 right here.
Android for life. I will never
Android all day.
An iPhone.
I prefer that myself.
It's an Android.
Yeah, I'm an Android guy. Yeah, see,
Oh my.
here's mine. So
I'll show you mine, but I'm using it.
Samsung Galaxy J2 Core. Best phone
Nice.
I've ever had.
So yeah, I mean,
I don't know if you can see it or not, but the screen's cracked and it still works like a champ.
How'd it get cracked?
he dropped it.
My dumbass had it in my pocket with my keys,
Uh-oh.
and I went to sit down.
Uh-oh.
Oh God. Yep, that'll do it.
Uh-oh.
Bravo.
You know, I look at it this way: as long as I can see the screen,
Okay.
Right.
why worry about getting it replaced?
Well, we can call Lily from AT&T and see what she can do with it. Never mind.
You know, and I keep getting these messages from Metro PCS. Oh, you qualify for a free 5G phone that's coming to any location. And I got to think, yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a catch to it.
You got
It's a free upgrade.
I get you in there.
Yeah.
You have to pay for activation. You have to pay for this. Pay for
You have to
that.
pay taxes on the phone. They activate.
You say, hey, I thought this was free. The phone is free, but the other part of it's not.
Yeah.
It's free, but remember, kids, there's always a catch.
You know, just like
And it should be worth it.
I called Metro to find out about see if I'm eligible for the free upgrade. Oh yeah, you can go in and get a free 5G phone.
Yeah, I'm getting a 5G free phone.
Wow, this one's still working good. It's a 4G.
Okay.
Geez, so much better.
Just got a new phone last week. Actually, I don't even know what it is.
You know, I look at it this way: as long as I can make calls, receive
Right.
calls, text messaging, why go out and get a 5G high tech?
You will have to sooner or later because then it won't support 4G anymore. That's what happens.
I'm gonna wait till that happens.
Yeah,
Welcome
that's
to 2023, folks.
what'll happen.
5G.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my money out of this one.
No, that's okay. That's fine.
I don't. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm just gonna tell you 5G is so much better. 5G is outstanding.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like 5G is to 4G what 3G was to 2G.
Correct.
It's incredible.
And don't forget about PG. Oh no, it's a different thing altogether.
That's something entirely different.
Yes, I know.
No, you don't. Yeah. You don't know until you know. You'd be like, well, okay. Let me give you another example. Okay, so when I was growing up, they started coming out with all these ridiculous Bic razors, right? The 3-blade, 5-blade. I ran a 2-blade razor for the longest time, when I first started shaving, and then I got a 3-blade razor, and that was incredible. And a 3-blade razor was like, okay, how can 4 be better? 4 is better. Well, if 4 is more than it, if 5 is ridiculous. 5 is ridiculous, but it's better. It's better.
I have a 5, so I'm with there. I'm with that.
I use a 5-blade, but if I can't find a 5-blade, sometimes I have to go with the 3-blade or the 2-blade.
and it's not as good. And you're like,
no, it's not.
No.
But the 5-blade, when you shave, I mean, it gets real close to the skin.
mhm.
Yep.
After you shave, you can't feel nothing. You do it for 2-blade or 3-blade, you can still feel a little stubble.
Correct.
Right.
Sure.
And that's what it is like. That's what 5G is like. When I have access to 5G,
I shaved Monday, and look, it's Thursday, and I'm gonna have to shave again. That's what a 2-blade does. If this
Yeah.
was a 5-blade, I wouldn't have to do it till probably this weekend.
What kind of blade?
A 2-blade.
2.
You need
Razor
two
blade.
blades?
They give those to prisoners in the jail. They get 2 blades.
Well, I'm
One.
not going there.
They might get one. They might actually get 1 blade in.
Not
You don't
in
get
stores.
it depends. It depends.
They get a 2-blade disposable razor because I should know
Two?
because I've been there.
Okay. 2. Okay.
So
I've been
far.
there.
Thank you.
Knock on
Give you a
wood.
shit.
I'm never going back.
Who
but
is
I've been
it?
there.
No, I never been. So
Never been, never gonna be. Can't do the time, won't do the crime.
No place to be because everybody says, "Oh, well, you got it made there." No, you don't.
No.
Because when they tell you lights out at 10,
yeah,
it's lights out at 10.
correct.
I'm just thinking of some right now. Oh boy.
And 3 meals a day. They get you up at 5 o'clock, feed you breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
10 o'clock is lunch.
Ooh,
That's real.
way too early.
Then you don't get dinner again until around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yep.
Still early.
And that's it. That's it till 5 o'clock the next morning, unless you got commissary.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
My brother-in-law's a detention deputy, so I can.
Mm.
I
The
can-
Brad's over here like.
Gerald's
Brad's over here.
Gerald's like exactly what he just said is exactly what they do every day. So
Yeah.
I can vouch
Yeah,
for that.
Brad. I was about to give Brad shit about it. He's like over here like he's done hard time. Not along like he done hard.
And
No. I just my dad did it for 35 years, and my brother-in-law's been out there for almost 15 or 17 years. So
And let's say
Yeah.
if you have a visit, before you go to that visit, they search you. They pat
Yep.
you down. And when you come back from that visit, even though it's in the same compound, they pat you down.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
correct.
And every time, let's say if you have a court date, you are shackled. You got a shackle around your waist. Your hands are handcuffed down to the side, and your legs are shackled to somebody else.
Yep.
Right.
Chain gang.
And that's
They have the chain gang in Texas.
Yes.
Wow.
it
And I
depends
know
on
they
what
do in
you've done.
Georgia. I
Depends
know
on
they
what
do in
you've done.
Georgia. I didn't realize that it was still going on in
So-
Texas. Wow. Okay.
Now, we also have what's it called?
Firing?
Juvenile boot camp.
Oh, okay.
And our
Yeah.
correction facilities.
If you're not careful, your wife's gonna send you to one.
DI couldn't handle me. Over that thing.
That's what they all say.
Yeah.
Hey, a DI has not seen anybody as crazy as me.
Not a bad idea. You need a vacation.
Right.
That's what they all say. They all say, "I'd punch that drill instructor in the face." Yeah, okay, do it. See what happens. Do it. See what happens.
What's the worst you can do? Put me on KP duty?
Beat the fuck out of you.
Throw you in the hole. Throw you in the hole.
Oh.
Hey, at least I'd be out of his face for a while.
That's true. That's
Found
true.
the schedule, guys. I found the schedule.
Lou, I was gonna ask.
You said changing the subject.
No, I was gonna ask him about the NBA because the playoffs are going on right now.
Dallas plays the Jets.
Yes.
Yep.
Monday Night Football.
So who you gonna go for in that game, Lou?
You got a quiet and flip?
I figured it'd be Jets all the way, being your home team.
You're probably right.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Well, I just hope it's a good game. I want to see both teams come. I want to see what both teams rookies can do.
I better get Prime Video before November 24th because I'm not missing this game against the Jets in Miami.
I don't have Prime Video, but I got an app on my tablet that I can watch all the Thursday nights.
Oh yeah, right.
Because I'm not paying almost $20 a month for Prime Video.
Is that all it is? Oh,
Yeah, it's 16. It's 16 something. 16 and some change.
big deal.
Plus you get all your Amazon packages for free.
I'm not gonna pay that. Shit, I can't afford it.
Hmm.
That's okay. Me and Lou will be over here not being poor.
So here.
Hey, there you go. We got sponsorship money. You're gonna pay for your Amazon Prime with your sponsorship money.
There you go.
I don't know if I told you this or not, but if you ever want to, you can use my Peacock to watch the pay-per-views from WWE.
Yeah, Drew, I still got your info. Anytime that he's not over here, I might use it.
Okay.
Yep, I appreciate that.
So I have the schedule. It came out as promised, 8 o'clock.
Right.
It has all the lists for the coming year. And I'm going to miss 2 games of the Jets this year. Oh, please.
Okay. Well, I'm doing that, Brad. What do you
Yes.
think? What do you think the Tampa Bay Buccaneer record is going to be?
I'm looking at the schedule right now. They start at Minnesota. That's going to be interesting because the Vikings are in sort of an enigma.
Yeah, because they still don't know what they're going to do with Cousins yet.
Correct. So, I mean, that might be a win. Then they play at home against Chicago.
That's going to be a win.
The Bears.
Should be a win, but the
Now-
Bears are much improved.
The next game at home is a 7-15 game against the Eagles. I don't think they beat Philadelphia. I don't think they beat the Eagles. Then they're at the Saints, which that's always been an up and down team that they play against. So I'm not too sure. Then they have an early bye week. They got a bye week in week 5. So they're going to have to go a whole stretch of then they play at home against the Lions, home against the Eagles, at Buffalo, which is another night game.
Home against the Eagles.
Yeah, the 7-15 game against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Hang on just for 1 second there, Brad. I got a quick announcement to make, guys.
Go ahead.
Don't forget fantasy football on the network this year. Anybody that wants to play, it's free. Just get with me on Messenger. Let me know you want in, and as soon as I set it up, I will send out the link.
It's free after your $25 payment.
Yes.
Pay for his Amazon Prime.
It's free after your processing fees and taxes.
First 12 people have to pay $25 so that he gets it for the year.
I'm looking at least getting 10 people, so it'd be an interesting league.
And don't forget, you also subscribe to Peacock, Amazon Prime, and that CBS in the CBS site too. So there's your answer right there.
And I do use ESPN Fantasy.
Way better than that.
It's good shit. No, the only reason I asked you is you said the Eagles twice. That's why I was confused.
Well, I'm sorry, but I meant Philadelphia is on the 25th, and they're playing at Buffalo is the other night game. They've got night games, and then they have a game at San Francisco. That's a 4:05 kick, and they play home against Jacksonville on Christmas Eve at 4:05.
Ho ho ho!
So they're it's at Minnesota, home against Chicago, the Eagles, at the Saints. Then they have the bye, home against Detroit, home against Atlanta, at Buffalo, at Houston, home against Tennessee, at San Francisco, at Indy, home against Carolina, at Atlanta, at Green Bay, home against Jacksonville. They get the Saints on New Year's Eve, and then they have their last game of the season is at Carolina, and that has not the time has not been announced yet. That says to be determined. The only one on their schedule that has not been announced. the Patriots start with the Eagles in week 1.
Correct.
We're home against the Dolphins, at the Jets in week 3, at the Cowboys in week 4, versus the Saints, at the Raiders, home against Buffalo, at Miami, home against Washington, home against the Colts, and we get the bye week in week 11, at the Giants, home against the Chargers, at the Steelers, home against the Chiefs, at the Broncos, at the Bills, and we end the season at home against Luge Jets. So that's how the Patriots schedule points out to be.
Well, I think weeks 4 and 5 will be a huge measuring stick for how our season's going to go.
Correct. I agree. I agree. I think it's going to be an interesting division. I think all 4 teams have a shot. New England's probably got a longer shot, but Buffalo.
I would say New England probably has the longest shot.
Brady, right? You know the Patriots are going to honor Brady at the home opener.
Or did she that? Yep.
Yeah.
They going to retire number 12?
I would imagine so.
But the problem is, assuming he's not coming back.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I haven't heard anything other than media outlets. Other than media outlets stirring up shit, to generate clicks and revenue. I really haven't heard anything concrete from what I would consider a Brady insider. I really don't think he's coming back, not at least this year.
No, I agree with that. I agree.
I mean, at a certain point, you gotta sit down and be honest with yourself.
Some
And
people don't mean the word quit.
And if you look at his last 2 years, they weren't Brady standard years. They weren't up to the level of excellence. They were still good years for any other quarterback, but they weren't Brady levels of excellence.
No.
And so, I think, at a certain point, you've got to just get, you got to realize when you're done.
Yeah. Well, I got invited to watch the game with a New England Patriot fan group on Facebook. So I'm going to go. I've never been, so I'm going to go watch them play the Eagles in week 1.
Sweet.
Well, I have to go
Sweet.
too that he's not getting to the broadcasting until at least 2024. So I probably figure, he's probably going to give him 1 more year.
No, I think he just sits it out and enjoys.
I think he takes a year off.
Yeah.
I think he takes the year off, has fun.
Yep. Date some supermodel / actress, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, okay, Giselle's cousin. Oh.
Giselle looked pretty good at the Met Gala, so I have to give her props for that. So
I heard about the Met Gala. Yeah.
Yep. So
he's got 6 games this year.
Now, if only I could get him to date my cousin.
So the NBA, the Celtics are on the verge of being ousted. I haven't checked the scoreboard yet. Hang on, let me look at that real quick.
Just imagine that both Boston teams aren't even going to make the conference finals.
Right now, they're down by 2 points in the fourth quarter. Philly leads 73-71 with 11:43 left in the fourth quarter. And then the Suns are facing elimination too tonight. If the Nuggets win, they're moving on to the Western Conference Final.
I kind of expected that, though.
Well, let me ask you, how your Knicks got back. They evened the series at 2 games. No, was it 3-2? 3-2, right? 3-2 Miami.
Yeah.
Can they get to Game 7?
We're better on the road than we are at home this year, so there is a chance.
Is Game 6 in Miami or Game 6 in Madison Square Garden?
But Randall has to step up.
Yeah.
Randall has to step up, and Bruce has got behind his game too. So you have to factor all that in.
No, I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think if the Celtics are going to win, they're going to have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum step up. But I don't know if either one of them are going to re-sign with Boston if they lose tonight. So that's the big question.
Yeah.
That was on NBA Countdown on ESPN before I got on here. So we'll see.
I don't know. It's hard to say, you know.
Right.
It's hard to say.
Well, the other sport that's in the playoffs right now is hockey. You have Carolina, who's got the Devils on the verge of extinction.
We might be going overtime.
Are they?
We're at tied 2 right now.
2-2 in the third period. Okay. And then the
all series.
The night game is the Kraken and the Stars. That series is tied at 2. And then
you have to give them credit because only their second year in existence, and look where they are.
well, Adam and I like Adam's pick for the Western Conference Final. LA versus Seattle, the two newest hockey teams against each other in the Western Conference Final. That would be great. That would be great.
He meant Las Vegas. He meant Las Vegas.
I'm sorry.
Vegas, not LA. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Vegas and Seattle.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vegas. The Kings run since like 67.
Because I think the Edmonton Vegas series is tied at 2 games apiece. I think the Oilers evened it up last night. And Toronto survived.
Unfortunately.
I hate to cheer for the Panthers, but I'm hoping that they knock the Leafs out.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Well,
Just saying.
we got 2 words to say about the Oilers.
Well,
Connor McDavid.
I was going to say, or Leon Draisaitl, or Draisaitl, one of the two.
Oh, Draisaitl.
One of the two.
Oh, yeah.
Draisaitl, McDavid. There's your 2 words.
Yeah.
McDavid.
I was going to say those two. What did McDavid had over 100 points? Draisaitl had close to 100 himself.
Right.
So
They're a menace to hockey society.
correct. That's exactly what they are. That's exactly what
In a
they
good
are.
way. In a
Yes.
good way, though.
It better be a good way. If it's a bad way, we're all in trouble.
When was the last time the Oilers won a cup? The 80s?
80s,
90.
90, yeah.
1990? Okay, 90. Okay.
Yes, they won their last cup. They won their last cup with Messier in 90 because that was after the Gretzky deal. They sent Gretzky to LA, and then they won the cup in 90, and then they fell off course. Messier went to New York, and Gretzky almost won a cup with the Kings.
I mean,
But McSorley's stick.
Yeah,
But McSorley's stick was illegal.
that's true. Yeah. That was the last time a Canadian team won a cup.
Montreal?
1993.
30 years ago.
Well, if Toronto and Edmonton get knocked out in the playoffs, that'll continue.
Yep.
Edmonton and Toronto get knocked out. It's
sad.
so
Whoops.
It'd be funny if Toronto and Edmonton both made the finals, though.
yeah, that would be something. All Canadian final.
Yeah, no,
East Coast versus
Yeah.
West Coast of Canada.
And the somehow Canada would still find a way to lose the cup.
yeah. But Canada will find a way to win it too.
Well, if they both get to the finals, then the losing team's going to burn their respective city to the ground. So it's either one way or the other.
You mean the winning team?
The winning team. Toronto. If Toronto wins,
if Toronto wins, they'll burn it to the ground. Yeah, absolutely.
Toronto wins.
Yeah, but
Toronto being one of the original 6. Yeah, I think
Haven't won it since '67. Yeah, they'll burn it to the
they're
ground.
the only original 16 left, right? Yes. Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, New York.
New York, Boston, Chicago, Montreal.
No, he meant in the playoffs.
In the playoffs.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Toronto's
had to
the
do that
original 6 left. Yep.
I had to do that same calculation in my head real quick. Like, no, they're not. I mean, oh, he meant in the playoffs. He meant in the playoffs. Gotcha. Yeah. Toronto's the only 6 team left.
Well, and
Lead.
speaking of the Chicago Blackhawks, they got the number 1 overall pick. So Connor Bedard's going to be a Blackhawk. So that's a foregone conclusion.
Right.
So, I mean, some people are not upset with that pick or upset that they got their first pick because of what they did to Kyle Beach. But,
Yeah. Oh, okay, so that's why everybody's all upset.
yeah, but that can't control the ping pong balls. Okay, you might hate the franchise, but it's not going to control the ping pong balls. You know what I mean? So
Well, I hate the ping pong balls, so
I think they should just do like the NFL does. You finish
I
with
really-
a
I-
bad record,
yeah.
then that's who gets the pick. You know, that's who gets the first pick. You know, whoever has the worst record gets the pick.
NBA does the same thing.
Yeah. It should
I
be.
know, and I hate it in the NBA.
NBA does the lottery too, right, Lou?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, and it's stupid. Makes no sense.
How does baseball determine their draft? Is it like the NFL?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
But theirs is what 16 or 17 rounds?
30.
30 rounds?
Yeah.
MLB draft?
30.
Okay.
And they do their draft in the middle of the season too,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is really weird if you ask me.
Yeah,
It
they
is
do.
weird. Well,
Well, and they
with 30 rounds, you're going to have to do it early because they're going to take it at Christmas to get it done anyway.
True.
they have the biggest minor league system too of any of the major sports. So that's why they can send you to, A ball. They draft you. They can send you to A ball or whatever. Start your
You're
career
still stay in college.
or in college. Correct.
You can go back to college. You can go to AAA, AA, single A, high AA, wherever they think you fit.
Because I have the Phillies A ball team nearby me, the Threshers.
Okay.
So they're not too far from me. And if they every Tuesday night they do like $2 tickets and $1 hot dogs,
There you go.
$2 beer, stuff like that. So usually it's a pretty big crowd for them on Tuesday nights. So yeah,
Right.
they that's how they do that. So but yeah, so I mean those are the two things, the two organizations that are in the playoffs.
Right.
As far as baseball goes, what are you guys' take so far on baseball so far this year? Any
I love the pitch clock.
Pittsburgh.
The pitch clock, okay.
Pittsburgh.
Being that it shortens a game by
At least a half an hour.
hours,
Yeah.
you know, it's awesome.
And I really didn't notice, like, when I wasn't thinking about it, I didn't notice it.
Gotcha.
You know what I
You
mean?
went to the Braves game, right, bud?
I did go to a Braves game. Yes, I did. And I had a great time.
You went the day before I met up with Alex to go to the weekend before the Sunday that you went to the Sundays game against the they were playing the Astros,
Astros.
right? Yeah,
Correct.
that's who the Rays played.
And you went on Tuesday night, right? Or did you go Monday night?
I want to say it was Tuesday night. Tuesday night I went.
Yeah.
It was a Tuesday.
You tell us.
Yeah, it was a Tuesday night.
And I went on the Sunday before.
Yes. So right now,
So we had a great time. So
Right now, the finals are as follows: the Reds beat the Mets 5-0. The Twins beat
Wow.
the Padres 5-3. Kansas City beat the White Sox 4-3, and the Rays beat the Yankees 8-2. And there are 2 games warming up. San Francisco is in Arizona, and Texas is out in Oakland.
Just the Reds.
Which, yeah, they lost 5 of them. They lost 5-0
I know.
to the
Hang on.
Reds.
I got to check something here at the standings. This is to make a lot of sense. Unless the Reds aren't that bad this year. Hold on a second.
oh no, the Reds are trash.
Yeah, so the Reds are
The Mets are just more trash.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, the Reds.
The Mets are just more trash.
The surprise team I
And
think
team-
in that division is the
15
Pirates.
21, and the Mets lost to them. I don't believe it.
Yeah,
Pirates are
that's
the surprise
baseball for you.
in that division. In the NL Central, I think it's Pittsburgh that's a
Wait.
surprise.
Wait, could be worse because we know who has the worst of all.
The worst record
The A's?
in baseball? The A's?
Oakland A's. You ready for this, guy? You ready for this historic, pathetic record of all time?
8-22,
8-30.
Oh,
8-30. Holy fuck!
8-30.
Jesus. Wow.
Oh,
Well,
I was
Nah,
cool.
nah,
You're looking at a record that maybe the Mets record of 1962 might be in jeopardy here.
They're saying bye-bye to Oakland. They're moving to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And the Rays may be moving to Orlando. Did you see that?
I did, but I wouldn't have a problem with that. I would not have an issue with that if they did move to Orlando. I saw that.
I don't think it makes any sense. I don't think Orlando's Orlando's not a sports town. It doesn't make any sense.
What about
Orlando's
the
a tourist town. That's why they figure that,
But
like it in Vegas, same thing. Like it's a tourist town. It's something to do.
but the Magic don't draw.
Magic suck.
That's true.
Yeah, but if the idea is that they're a tourist town and they're going to capture the casual fan wandering through, you have to look at the fact that Orlando doesn't draw, and even though they're I know they're a bad team,
They are
but
now. They're on the rise, though. Yeah.
but they don't draw. They don't draw the casual fan who's just in town for for Disney.
Right. I mean, I'll be
Or Universal. Sorry, Universal's in Orlando. It's not Disney.
So
It's
is Disney.
Universal.
So is Disney.
Is Disney in Orlando? Okay,
Correct.
Yeah.
I'll be there next week. Yep.
gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, they're spending $1.7 billion to get the infrastructure in place for a baseball team. I'm not surprised.
That they don't have.
They don't have it. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't move there. I'll be shocked if they don't, because if they can't come up with a deal. The problem with it is right now is in St. Pete, where it's located, is there's nothing around the stadium as far as entertainment purposes. And I know I wrote an article, and I've had every Rays fan tell me I've never been to Tropicana Field. Let me tell you something right now. You don't understand what I was trying to say. The only bar you have that's within walking distance is Ferks. Everything else, you got to drive a mile into town or walk, which good luck if you're kind of having a good time at the baseball game, walking, a mile or 2 miles into town. Good luck with that. But I'm just saying, that's the reason why Tropicana Field is in a bad area. If they move it, if they keep it at where it's located and rebuild this, it's not going to make any bit of difference unless they add restaurants and bars around it. If they do that, they're fine. If they move to Tampa, it's going to be near Ybor City, which would make a lot more sense if you're talking about entertainment purposes. That would make more sense to me. If they're going to move to Orlando, they're going to have to put it somewhere in Orlando that's near the tourist area, maybe in between Universal and Disney. I don't know where the location is, but yes, I did read an article that they are spending. They're gonna put $1.7 billion together to try to draw a MLB team or ask MLB to give them a team. I don't know who that will be. I don't know what their name will be.
Well,
but
maybe they can move Tampa to Orlando.
that's kind of the get going, Lou. I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be they're going to move to Orlando. So
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's what I see. So
Vegas gets into the team.
And then Vegas will get Oakland. The A's the Oakland will lose another major league team to Vegas. They lost the Raiders, which if you watch U-Tree's video about the Raiders, they draw fans in Vegas, but not as much as I think they drew in Oakland. I think when they were at the height of where the Raiders were when they were in Oakland, they don't draw as many in Vegas because, again, you don't go to Las Vegas to watch a football game. You go to Vegas to gamble.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
That's what you
and
do.
see shows. And see shows.
Correct. That's what you go to Vegas for.
That's like if somebody tried to go a team in Atlantic City, wouldn't work.
No, exactly. Same thing. Yep.
Because we did have a minor league baseball team there, and they folded. Oh, gee, I wonder why.
Right.
That's why they have the Yankees in the Bronx, and that's why they have the Mets in. So there you go. Because both of those cities are, and then they're baseball towns. Like New York, the Yankees have been around for a long time. The Mets have been along for a long time. So if they move the Rays out of Tampa to Orlando, they better hope that the fan base that they have here in Tampa follows them. But then think about that.
Right.
Are you going to drive 2 hours to a baseball game and then drive 2 hours home?
Yeah, I've done it.
Well, no, I'm just saying
It's
the
not-
casual fan that has to be up for work early the next day.
Casual fan would not.
Do you drive?
Well,
You know, that's my question.
I
Me,
I don't know. It's hard to.
I would do it, but that's me. So
But you don't really count as a casual fan, though.
correct. I'm not.
I don't.
So it's hard. It's hard for me to say yes or no because I just did it 2 weeks ago. I drove 2.5 hours there and drove 2.5 hours back. So
Right.
I mean, it wasn't too terrible. But I don't know if you can convince the average family of 4
No.
to come down to a baseball game in Orlando. When the hard part about it being in Orlando is the fact that it's in Orlando. And people go to Orlando for Disney and Universal, and if Dad wants to go to the baseball game and nobody else is interested, we're not going to a baseball game this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing about you think about a 4-day weekend in Orlando, if you drive from let's say Pensacola, you live in Pensacola, you drive all the way down to Orlando, and it's an 8-hour drive, if I remember right. You get down to Orlando, you're in Orlando to do, to go to Disney, to go to Universal, and you got 4 nights and 3 days to do it all in. You don't have time to squeeze a baseball game in.
No. I mean, I'll be up there for a week in October. So I go there for a week, and 4 out of those 5 days that I'm there, I'm at the parks. So unless
Right.
we have enough, you have enough energy to go to a baseball game that night. Now, if you can come home from the park, take a nap, 7 o'clock comes around, you go to the stadium if you're already there. Now, if you're not there and say you have to leave, I live about 2 hours west of it. So now you got to catch traffic at the right time. You'd have to leave at like 4:30 to get there by 7 o'clock because traffic is so bad on I-4 once you get up near Orlando.
Right.
So it's gridlock traffic. I mean, it's gridlock traffic at noon. So imagine what it'll be like at 5 o'clock at night when everyone's trying to get home from work. It's a nightmare.
Or trying to get down to the stadium.
Correct.
From work.
I'll put it this way: it is nothing compared to this area here. Okay, nothing. Not even Boston. Okay, New York, New Jersey have the worst grid light, the worst traffic. Period. Even on a good day.
I can vouch for that. Lou. I was in a hotel in.
Compared to this area. Minor.
I was in a hotel in Queens, and I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, looked out the window, and there were bumper-to-bumper traffic at 2 a.m. in New York.
Oh, that's not unusual at all.
Yeah. So I'm like, yep.
Was it a weeknight or a weekend?
This was on a weekend. This would be
Like I said,
Sunday, coming home on a Sunday. I was getting up that morning to fly home. Yeah.
Not unusual at all. If it was a Tuesday night, a bit out of the ordinary, but not too much. It is a city that never sleeps.
Yeah. No, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
We never sleep. Probably LA too.
Well,
I've been to both.
that's what happens when you have 8 million people in your city.
Yeah.
Guys, I have a link from MSN.com that is how they rank the all Super Bowl team. So let me go through that real quick, and then we'll close the show out. I know it's not 2 hours, but we'll close it out anyway at 10 o'clock. All right, so let me see here. This is the all Super Bowl team. So let's see here. 26. So at quarterback, we have Steve Young, 49ers. Okay.
26.
Let's see. We have running back. We have Timmy Smith. Okay. Washington. Okay. I don't know how Larry Zonka at fullback. I would agree with that.
That makes sense.
Yes, sure.
Let's see who's next here. Wide receiver Jerry Rice. Yeah, I would definitely.
Duh.
I would definitely have Jerry Rice on my all Super Bowl team.
If you don't, you need
Yeah.
help. If you don't, you need help.
The other wide receiver is Ricky Sanders for Washington.
Okay.
That's interesting.
You're right.
Okay. Tight end would be Dan Ross from the Bengals.
Okay.
That was during the Bengals 49ers runs in the Super Bowl 16.
Oh,
So, yeah.
How
so
old is this article?
I'm thinking something else.
left tackle Anthony Munoz, which that I would agree with that. He's one of the best left tackles. Left guard Gene Upshaw from the Raiders.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I
with
mean this is throwing back a lot of years. Let's see here. This is MSN.com, by the way, too.
You're right.
Mike Webster, I would agree with that. Rest in peace. He is the one that had CTE. Yeah, he was one of the right guard is Larry Little for the Miami Dolphins. I'm assuming he played on the undefeated team. Yes, I would have.
Me too.
Yeah, they show. And then the right tackle would be Forrest Gregg from the Packers. So I mean this
Okay.
defensive end LC Greenwood from the Steelers. I can see that. He was part of the is that the Doomsday defense, right?
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Steel curtain.
Defensive end Reggie White. Yeah, I would definitely put Reggie on my all Super Bowl team. Another one, rest in peace. Great player. We were talking about him and Jerome Brown last week on the podcast. Defensive tackle Darnell Dockett from the Arizona Cardinals during the Super Bowl that was here, Tampa against the Steelers. Okay. Linebacker Malcolm Smith from the Seahawks. That was the year they beat the Broncos. Wasn't that a blowout Super Bowl?
Yeah, they beat the brakes off of.
Linebacker Ray Lewis. Yeah, how can you not have him? How would you not have him?
Yeah.
Von Miller, linebacker. Yeah,
Okay.
I could agree with that one. James Harrison, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely have James Harrison up there. Cornerback Malcolm Butler, the famous interception.
That's an interesting choice.
I don't know how this is.
Cornerback Larry Brown from the Cowboys. I agree with that. He had 2 picks, 2 pick sixes in that Super Bowl. Beat the Steelers. I think that's how many he had.
At least one.
Safety Dexter Jackson from the Buccaneers when they beat the Raiders.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They beat the brakes off the Raiders.
Yep. Safety Rodney.
I wonder if this is the. Okay, I see how this is working. It's the best individual game at each position.
Correct. That's correct. Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Kick return.
Yeah, I was like, how do you have Steve Young over Tom Brady? I'm like, oh, okay. I get it now.
Kick returner Desmond Howard from the Packers, and they beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
Right.
Kicker Adam Vinatieri when he played for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the punter Ray Guy, which I don't. Yeah, Ray Guy is Ray Guy. That's just that. But yeah, you're right. It was by individual game, not by. Because, like you said, how do you have Steve Young ahead of Tom, who had 7 rings, and Steve has what, 2? Steve win 2? 2?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Steve was left-handed too, so that was a special thing too. So, because I know at one time they didn't even like left-handed quarterbacks. So, wasn't Joe Namath left-handed too, or was Joe right-handed?
I don't remember.
I don't know if Joe Namath was right-handed or left-handed. I don't remember now.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
I want to say it was right-handed, but I don't remember.
And I wasn't born yet.
Oh no, I don't have it set there. You sure? Does it just keep going there?
All right. Well, real quick, guys, we can get off here. I apologize for the technical difficulties we had at the beginning of the show. But real quick before Lou, I'll let you do your show here. Just give me a few minutes.
Sure.
This is the Walker Report. We are part of NGSC Sports, guys. Remember the website. It's ngscsports.com for all your current sports content. Me and Adam are both bloggers, writers for the website, so head over there and read our articles. We are part of Mancini Media. We are part of Snowman Multimedia Sports and the Game Winner Sports Network. Our sponsors are GarrettScarrett's.com, CreatingZenSpaces.com, and FunWags.com. I want to thank Adam for helping me with the sponsorship. That's definitely going to help in the future to have it more shorter. Ashton Smith, how are you? I am good, buddy. I don't know. You're from Instagram. Okay, cool. That's my own personal Instagram page. That's the first time I've ever gotten an Instagram comment on here, so that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Or not Instagram, I'm sorry, LinkedIn. My apologies. But guys, we'll be back here. Actually, there will not be a show next week. I'll be on vacation. The following week, thanks to G-Dub and Adam, we're going to do the last decade, the 60s. We're going to do an all 60s sports show. So we'll go back and look at all the big sporting events and moments that happened in the 1960s. So throw on your disco shoes, and we're going to head back to the 60s in the Walker Report time machine. We're going to go back to the 60s. But until then, guys, everyone, go ahead, Lou, before I get off here. Go ahead and
all right. Okay. Barring any other catastrophes, the Enhanced Sports Show will be in its entirety on Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Number to call is 512-543-4662. We'll discuss the NFL schedule. Not everybody, because there's not that much time. We'll have the results of the Kentucky Derby, which I was not able to do because our show ran out of time. We'll cover the NHL and NBA playoffs. We'll also cover the that league championship. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get the idea. So, Major League Baseball, and of course, any UFC and WWE news that we mentioned. We'll have our regular features, the ridiculous sign of the week, sports trivia, the feel good story of the week, and don't forget, guys, it's ladies' night. So if there's a woman in your life that you want to get on, please do. I mean, because Sunday is Mother's Day, so I wanted trying to get from the women's side of sports, because there are some women's sports fans, and what, then I can use it. So tell the lady of your life, your mom, your sister, your wife, even your mother-in-law. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. The call Saturday, 512-543-4662. And before I make a complete fool of myself any further, I'm out of here. Good night.
Again, guys, thank you for everyone that tuned in. Like I said, we'll be off the air next week, but we'll be back on the last week of the month, the last Thursday of the month, before I take a 2-day trip to North Carolina. I'm excited about that. I will be live tomorrow night announcing the Pinellas Park High School football game. You won't see the field because I'm not allowed to show the place, because I was just told by my friend, you can't show plays. So you just see me talking like I'm talking right now. So I'll try to set the scene for you guys so that what I'm looking at. But I'm going to go ahead. I have been given the forego to do that. Until then, guys, we love everyone out there that listens in. We want to say thank you to our first responders and our men and women of our armed services. Thank you for doing what you do. We would not be here without you guys. Until 2 weeks from now, everyone stay safe. I am the sports nerd, Bradley Walker. Peace.
Yes.